People are always shocked when I tell them that I made six figures in corporate automotive and I have a journalism degree. And I know nothing about cars. Even now, I'm 12 years in corporate auto. I don't really know a lot about cars, but it actually was a huge benefit to me. And so I just wanted to tell you guys, like, if you have a degree that people call useless, like a communications degree, again, my bachelor's is in journalism, there are so many different career paths out there, and I think that people don't talk enough about like how many different ways you can use these degrees. Like, you don't have to get a STEM degree. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like AI and all this craziness that's going on could change things. So, who knows what the future holds, but I just want to give you like my path, my journey, because like you can do it too. And please don't feel like if you have a communications degree or a journalism degree or something like that, that like you're stuck in one lane. Like, please know you can do other things. I was in corporate automotive for 12 years. I was at Chevy for 10, Nissan for 2. Most of that time I spent managing territories of dealerships, 15 dealerships at a time. I also spent 2 years at a regional like marketing and management level, where I did all the experiential, so all the fun stuff, all the stuff that you see, like the brand, like we didn't do brand trips, but we did, events, activations at events. So, sports games, NASCAR, fairs, festivals, all that. I handled 9 states. And I mean, I had my own multi-million-dollar budget, and I got to determine where we went to events, pick staff, develop displays, literally like every part of it was my baby. And I was even at headquarters at Chevy, marketing and advertising manager for 2 cars, Chevy's EV Bolt and then Trailblazer as well. So a lot of different experience. And when I tell people I have a degree in journalism, they're like, what? And then when people start talking about car stuff, I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. They're like, hold on, wait. Like, how did you do this? I just want to break it down for you, because I know, like, I see the headlines, hundreds of thousands of, black women being pushed out of the workforce, layoffs all over the place. So just if you're thinking maybe like, how can I use my degree? How can I pivot? Whatever. Just think about how your skills are transferable. Like, how can you articulate? How can you use what you already have to fit inside a role like this? And if you were interested in like the role that I'm talking about, every car company has it, and quite honestly, I'm pretty sure every corporate who has, like every company who has franchises, they would have something like this, because I was literally the middleman. Like, I was corporate, but all of my dealerships were independently owned. So I was the like on-site corporate person that lived in the market. That was literally the middleman that like communicated everything, and that's how it fit. Boom, boom, boom. You see what I said there? So I communicated everything from corporate down to the individual dealerships, and that's really how I was able to fit. Like, I did very, very well, and it's because I was shocked at people's ability or inability to communicate effectively. You have all these policies, all these procedures, every month there are new promotions, there are new rules, there are, all kinds of different promotions and things like that. And you have to be able to take, a 10-page corporate memo and be able to effectively communicate that to 15 different dealerships. And you're communicating with the person who owns the dealership, the dealer principal, all the way down to the salespeople. And you have to be able to glean out those key notes, like, all the key facts and the important information. You have to be able to consolidate this huge 10-page memo into, okay, this is what this means for you. This is how this applies for you. And of course, 15 different dealerships. Everybody has a different learning style. Everybody has a different personality. You got stores that sell 500 cars a month, you got stores that sell 5 cars a month, and you have to be able to, relay this information and make it make sense to them and make it apply to them. And that's where I was able to really fit in there, because most people can't do that. Sorry. Most people can't, really organize information and make it make sense to different audiences and be able to effectively communicate all this. Like, it's a ton of information, it's a ton of things always happening. So that's really where I shine, and that's why I said, like, think of all the different like career paths that are out there that you didn't necessarily think of that require communication. So I had to be able to effectively communicate with all the stakeholders, and that was pretty much like the biggest thing, is making sure everybody, like, there's this open line of communication from corporate HQ down to individual dealerships, down to the individual salesperson. Hey, we just launched a new truck. I need to be able to get to you like the most important selling features for this market, for this dealership, because a dealership, I had markets all over the place. I had Indiana, middle of cornfields. I had DC. I have to be able to explain to you why a farmer in Indiana wants this Silverado versus why, some guy living in DC who just wants this like for aesthetic reasons, because he's not like farming anything, would want this truck. I have to be able to communicate when Chevy just sends me this huge training book of, hey, here's all to know. So I beat that one. beat that horse, I think. And then when it comes to the marketing side and advertising side, the fact that I don't know anything about cars was actually a benefit. Most people don't know anything about cars. So the fact that I don't understand cars, I know how to communicate with buyers. I know what they care about. So like you talking about horsepower and torque for like the average person, they're like, I don't care. Like, what's the technology like? What's the reliability like? Of course, how does it look? What are all the different options I can get? And, like, what's the gas mileage like all of those things that I understand what, like, normal layperson car buyer is looking for. And I literally, everything that had to do with selling a car, I did as a dealer operations manager, just / district manager. So, websites, helping like review ads and just make sure like we're promoting the brand the best way possible, and just kind of giving ideas of how to market the product. So again, the fact that like, don't feel bad if you're like, I don't know anything about cars, like still, okay. That is actually a benefit, because you know how to communicate what people actually want. And people who are like car people who are like in it, like they lose sight of that and they get into these details that nobody cares about. I'm like, please stop. And then also, I like to shop. I know what works and what doesn't work because I like to shop so much. I know customer experience when I'm in a dealership. I know that these are the things that I'm looking for when I'm like spending my money, how I want to be treated, how I want to be communicated with, because I shop so much. So when it's like actual in-store experience or how you're handling leads or whatever it is, like I would help with that too. Like I would literally sit and observe how the salespeople are talking to customers and things like that. Like, hold on, this word track isn't really hitting. Like, maybe try this word track, or you seem super pushy. Like, maybe let them talk more, that kind of thing. And even with like emails, with their emails and things like that, like I have a lot of stores who email me. I know what emails stand out, like what subject lines stand out, and what information, how often, like the cadence of your email marketing, like all those things I was able to pick up. And then as a journalist, well, I was never a journalist, but have a journalism degree, you really learn how to investigate and really observe. And so even though I don't have a business background, business to me is a whole lot of common sense, a whole lot of, if you can sit back and observe, the like rules of business make sense. And because again, with that communications, with that journalism background, I know what questions to ask. I know how to look at details. So you're able to glean the like business fundamentals that you need to know. Like I was breaking down financial statements with not a lick of like accounting experience or anything like that. And people always be like shocked that I actually could like break down a financial statement, or just again the rules of business. And the great thing about business, and again why I think it aligns better than you would think with communications, is it's that creative mind. Like I have a very like think outside the box creative mind, and that's why I'm able to like write well. With business, there are like basics and fundamentals with business, but everybody views it differently. Like I can look at a set of numbers, analyze it, and what I pick up from it and the strategy that I want to like create based on the numbers that I see is going to be different than what yours is. And that's what's so great about it. And having that more like creative mind actually was great, because I was able to really think outside the box and try a lot of different things that other people like weren't thinking. And again, the way I would look at numbers, I would see things that other people didn't see, and they're like, we should try this, this, and this. And they're like, hold on, I'd have never thought of that. So again, I just wanted to like, I don't like to gatekeep. I think everybody can win. And again, it's a crazy time. So many people are losing jobs and trying to figure it out. So this is just one career path. It worked very well for me and again, the job title changes based on what company you're looking at, but it's the same thing. District sales manager at Chevy, dealer operations manager at Nissan. Again, every single car company has one. I'm sure every large corporation, like I said, that has independently owned franchises has some sort of territory manager or something that's equivalent. But it's a great position because not only did I have a six-figure salary, hybrid position where your home office based and you make your schedule of when you go visit your dealerships, and you get a company car for free, and you get like a company credit card that covers all your gas and things like that. So I had children very young. I had 2 kids when I was in college. I had 2 kids by the time I was 21. So for me, like that was a dream job because I was able to make my own schedule and work from home. I mean, it's a lot of work and it's never ending work, but it's a really great career path that nobody seems to know about. And that is why I try to tell people about it, because I'm like, you need to like look into this because there's a lot of money to be made. And again, like, don't think that your communications degree is worthless, because it's not. You can make 6 figures and you can have a great career. Just know how to like use those skills, and of course like how to be able to articulate those skills, how they would apply in that kind of position. So I hope this helps, because people are always like shocked when they find out like what I've done for a living, my professional background, and then they're even more shocked when they're like, oh, you have a journalism degree? What? So yeah, and for that role, a degree is required. From what I know, they always required a degree, but again, just something to think about if you were looking for, maybe to pivot, or you're a new grad trying to figure it out. Just a great career path. So I hope this helps.